Hey, YouTube world, and a good happy morning to you. This January the 21st, 2020 it is. I am today gonna let you know, like I do every other day, that I can be found all over the web. So guys, check it out, because by now you should know where you can find me, because apparently I'm everywhere. Got my favorite hat on today, and if anybody gets the gist of what it means, today I want to talk about growing things, because the other day I talked about being ready. And being ready can entail many different things, guys. It can entail being ready from being ready for a natural disaster to just being ready for a storm. Or if you're a major ready person, then you could be ready for the apocalypse. You could be ready for the rapture. But, you know, just being ready for a snowstorm or a heat wave, or, you know, anything that's subject to happen more, I guess we want to say realistically. I mean, realistically, the rapture could happen, as opposed to so-called realistically the zombie apocalypse happening. But either way, whatever you're going to be ready for, be ready for it. Now, here's what I'm doing this week is I am potting just household vegetables, seasonings, things you can get from the grocery store. They really honestly will regrow. These guys are just green onions. They're green onions, and they look so cute in this little potted plant. And I don't know if you could see in there, but I have some little things that I got from the dollar store. They're just, I guess my camera's on this side, huh? It's just a little snail on a leaf. And I just set it in here, you know, for added looks. But if you guys are into household plants, not only are these edible because they're onions, but they look cute sitting around your house. And there's so many things that you can regrow. From onions, guys, you can regrow onions. You can regrow lettuce. You can regrow radishes. You can regrow carrots. And let me tell you something I found out the other day that I did not know. Is you can eat the green carrot top, the part that, you know, you pull out of the ground and get the carrot. I did not know this. I found this out the other day, and did you know? It tastes just like the orange part. So chop that up in a salad. Pretty good. But anyway, you can regrow all of that. And you can do it inside in a pot in your house. Right now, I have apple trees, or apple seeds that I'm growing. I'm planning on making apple trees. Potatoes and onions that I'm growing inside, because it is entirely too cold to grow them outside. Now, in the summertime, I'll be regrowing my tomatoes along with the onions, potatoes, carrot tops, and things of those natures. These things I don't buy seeds for. I go right to Snooks, my local grocery store, and I get these things, and I use the bulk of it. Like with the green onions, what I did was, and I don't know if you can see it, but right here, okay, let me move this guy and come. If you could see, this part right here is actually where I cut it. So all this right here, all this from here up is new growth, is regrowth. So right here, if you could see the little dry line, the little banister, that's where I cut it from. And these were just simply bought from my local grocery store. And what I did was I kept the white part, and I put it in a small jar. And I don't okay, here I've got one. I put it in one of these, and without this in it, but I put it in a small jar, And basically where I get these from is I go over to my dollar store and they have candle wax in them. So what you want to do is you want to, and I talk about this on my arts and craft channel, but I'm going to talk about it here as well because it's so easily done. Go over to your local dollar store. Grab the little candles, the dollar candles. They come in these cute little glass jars. And what you do is you take the lid off and you put it on, don't burn it. I mean, I guess you could, but what I do is I put it on a candle warmer because I reuse my wax as well. But that's just a thing, you know, and you want to get all the wax out of it, but even if you don't, it doesn't matter. Because here's what you don't want to do, is you want to melt the candle wax in on the candle warmer and then pour the wax out or let it all evaporate, however you choose to do it. I pour it out because I remold it. And so, because, you know, it's a crafting thing, but I remold it. But anyway, once all the wax is gone, you want to take it while it's still warm over to your sink, wash out the residue, and get as much out as you can, but even if there's a little left, it's fine. And then you want to take your green onions and you want to cut them right at where the green meets the white, and then you can use the green part. And then the part that's white, you want to keep the root part and put it in the jar. In the jar, you want to fill the jar up about that much because you just want to cover the top of the roots. And once that, you'll see it pushing up, you'll see it regrowing from where you cut it. And here's right where I cut it. So all of this is new growth. And, you know, once you see the new growth coming, then, you know, get you a little pot and get your soil and go on and plant that, and it will continue to regrow, and it will regrow, and it will regrow, and you will have green onions forever and never have to buy green onions ever again. And all you have to do is just snip it. And if it starts to get too long to where it's bending over and you don't need it at that point, then go on and snip it, put it in a Ziploc bag, put it either in your refrigerator or your freezer, depending on how soon you're going to want to use it, because you can take green onion clippings right out of the freezer and put them right in your food. So you can go from freezer to food, no problem. So if it's going to last longer in your freezer, then put it in your freezer. So that's just something I'm working on today. And I thought I would do this topic because of the fact that I did the Are You Ready topic the other day. And so this is just going into showing you how to have renewable food sources, because it is possible. And you don't have to do it from seeds. You don't have to do anything elaborate. You don't have to go out and grow you a garden. You know, these are just simple things you can do right in your own house. And I tell you what, these little green onions, like I said, they're so cute. They just look like little grass growing, and you can plant, you can, depending on how many you want to grow, put them in a big plant, or put them in a big planter, put them in a small pot like I did. And I've got one sitting, this one here that I just showed you actually goes next to my little fish bowl because I have a betta fish and it looks so cute. And then I have another one sitting over here on my desk. And then I have another one sitting over there by my laptop. And then I have another one sitting over there. So I've got green onions for days, and they grow, and the longer you can let them grow, the longer they last. But if you end up having to snip them, then like I said, snip, cut them up, put them in the freezer, and anytime you need onions, guys, you've got onions. So, or, you know, green onions. But with my potatoes grow pretty little stalks and stems as well. So that looks like a pretty little tree, flower plant thing going on. And what I do is, again, it just, you know, it's growing food, but it's also a nice little plant to have decorating my house. So, you know, that's just another renewable food source. And like I said, you can, let's see, During the summer, I grew more than I'm growing during the winter because you do eventually run out of room in your house to grow these things, and you have to put them outside. And I put mine outside on a table, and of course the winter got them. But you know, the things that you don't want to put outside, don't. And if you've got more room, that's great. Grow them year round. But like I said, you can regrow carrot tops, the green part, and the orange part will regrow as well if you have something big enough for it to regrow in. Now, I normally just plant it in one of the little dollar store buckets, and so it's only about that deep, and mine don't really regrow, but the top part will abundantly regrow. And so what I do is I clip that green part, and I will cut it up and put it in a salad, and it is amazing. It is amazing for people that love carrots but like me don't have the teeth to chew a carrot. It's amazing because it tastes exactly like the carrot. You know, there's no bitter aftertaste or any of that. It amazingly tastes just like the orange part. So, and I tell you what, my bunny loves it. He absolutely loves it. And so I regrew that, and I've regrown celery and all this stuff I just get from the store, guys. I'm seriously not doing this from seedlings. I really just go to the store, cut the top off the carrot, and put it right in a thing of dirt. Potatoes. Now, what I do with my potatoes is I'll give it a little while, maybe a week or so, to grow. I'll take some out of the bag that I'm going to eat, and I'll just take a couple out, and I'll put them in my laundry room, and I'll let them start growing the eyes, as they call them. But once they get those little buds on them, then I'll cut it in fours, and I'll plant it. Now, if you're going to replant potatoes, what you want to do is your bud or your eye, you want to plant it in the dirt, down in the dirt, but you want to plant it with the eye up. So once it starts, and you only want to do so much dirt like this. And once you see a little stalk peeking through, then you want to put the dirt on top. And then once you see another stalk peeking through, put some more dirt on top. Don't ask me why. This is how I learned to do it, and it works amazingly. And I have grown potatoes, and they're awesome. And I like getting them when they're about this big around, because they're great, just little seasoning potatoes to go next to some fried chicken or whatever. But you can grow them to be this big, however big you want them. But I love to catch them when, like I said, they're about marble size, and they go great with pork chops and whatever. But seriously, you can, I've regrown leeks, I think you call it. It looks just like the green onions, but they're a little bigger. I think they're called leeks. But I've also regrown radishes, celery, tomatoes. I have grown from seedlings. I have not yet been successful in regrowing bell peppers, but then I didn't really try very hard, so that can be done as well. Now, I have successfully started an apple tree. I got an apple tree seedling to grow last summer, and my cat knocked it off, and that was the end of that. So I am redoing the apple this year, and I was going to wait until the summertime to redo that, but I decided to start it inside in a plant now. So by the summer, hopefully I will have a actual little plant, a little apple seed plant, and then I can stick that outside for a little while. And I'm really protective of my trees. I don't know why. I think they're amazing, and I love to watch those grow. So I'll be more protective of this one than to let the cat get it. So when I do stick it outside, it will be right next to the door, and then in the evening I will bring it in. But I mean, you can, guys, whatever you buy from the store that has a root, you can regrow that. So if you get even your onions, even your bulb onions, what I like to do is I like to cut those right in half, and take and stick those in, do the 4 toothpicks, and put it over a cup of water, And when you see that pushing up a little budding, and you see the roots regrowing from the bottom, go on and stick that in a pot of dirt. Okay. Pretty much anything that has a seed or a root, you can regrow. So, and you don't have to go out and buy special seeds or anything. Just go out and get your normal fruits. You know, grapes, lemons, limes, oranges, anything that will give you a seed or a root, you can regrow. So I hope this video gives you some ideas. I hope it gives you some help on how to do it. And hey, if you've got questions that I can answer, give it a comment below and I'll answer as best I can. And if not, then I'll try to point you in a direction in which you can get that help, because it's really not very hard. And once I got into it and realized how amazingly simple it was, it just, and it's fun. And it's fun to watch it grow. And it's fun to watch these different foods being incorporated into my house as decorative plants. And I like plants, so you know, it's really just kind of cool to grow the potatoes. And some, now not necessarily the ones I have ever grown, but some actually their stalks do grow flowers. So I'm not exactly sure which one, so you would have to look that up for yourself, because I couldn't tell you the difference between an Idaho potato and a Florida potato, and yeah, I just, no, I'm not that versed in it, guys. But you know, if you have simple questions like on how to get started, how deep to bury it, or you know, plant it or whatever, I can answer simple stuff. But anything other than that, you might want to, like, you know, hey Google. So, but yeah, it's fun, and it's not only is it fun and decorative, but it is a renewable food source. And you know, in the end, it saves money, because you can cut down the cost of having to buy potatoes and having to buy onions. And let me tell you, if you know, something happens and there's a storm and you can't get to the store, then you just go on over to your potato pot, pull up some potatoes and, you know, some onions, and that's a meal. You know, you season those potatoes with some onions and a little salt and pepper, you know, and if you got flour, make some gravy. There you go, you know. But, you know, I'm not gonna hang out too long today, guys, because I've got some things going on. I hope y'all's week is off to a great start, and I hope this video has helped you. And like I said, go grow something. Go grow something and go decorate your house with it. And it's not very hard to get started. Let me tell you, go on over to your local Home Depot, get you a small bag, I think it's between $5 and $8, of Miracle Grow potting soil. And then go on over to your local grocery store. The green onions are like 99 cents a bushel, or $1 a bushel. And the little pots, these little pots that I have, you can get from the dollar store, you can get from anywhere. You can get from anywhere. So in the end, you may end up spending $8, $10, I would say about $12, $13. It should easily be under 15 bucks. Like I said, the pot you can get from the dollar store. The little bag of potting soil you could get from Home Depot's, where I got mine from. Now, I'm sure you can get it from Lowe's, but I can't quote you a price on it there. Probably any nursery, or, you know, any plant nursery. But I would literally say for under 15 bucks, you can get this going, and you can do multiples. I mean, you can, however many green onion bushels you want to grow, you know, I think I did 4. So I've got, I've got a bushel that sits here, a bushel over there, there, and there. So I've got like 4 of them. But, and you don't even have to get the green onion bushels. You can grab a bag of the onions, bulbs, and do it from a bulb too. But I'm going to get up from here and let y'all go try that. And like I said, it's not very hard. You can do anything from potatoes to carrots to celery to lettuce to leeks to radishes to, go buck wild with it. But guys, again, don't forget, I can be found all over the web because there is where we're doing a lot of this stuff too. We are over there doing all kinds of stuff, arts and crafts. I can even show you how to decorate these pots to make them even cuter. So, check me out over there. All right, now I'm going to wrap this one up with I know I made a small video about it yesterday, but guys, if you're in a cold weather state, let's not forget to get those coats that nobody's using or that the kids have outgrown into the hands of people that can use them. Winter coats, winter hoodies, things of that nature. Please do not bring them to the thrift store right now, because if you've got money to go to the thrift store, great, but not everybody does. So let's get these into the hands of places that will donate them for free to people that need them, because sometimes if I've only got 20 bucks and I've got to feed the kids or get the kids a coat, I'm going to feed them. So not everybody has $20 to run over to the thrift store and grab a $10 or $15 coat, because sometimes we just have to feed the kids. So if we can get these coats into the hands of places like where I'm from, it's the Crisis Nursery or any local church or any local homeless shelter. These guys really, really need these coats if you're in a cold weather state. So please, please donate those coats that you just have laying around that nobody's using. And on the off chance you want to go the extra mile, our homeless shelters and our homeless neighbors always need socks, guys. Socks are a big need as far as I have been told. So if you can do it, do it. And it is truly appreciated by everyone who receives one and everyone that is involved. So thanks for that, guys. Have a happy, happy Tuesday. It is January the 21st. Looks like 9:50 in my world. So I hope you guys have a great rest of the week.